I kind of want to play you some stuff. Can I play you some stuff?
Sure.
Being alive is a feeling, it's a state of being. Doesn't this feel alive to you?
So cool intro music.
Let forever start here. Now I'm in the rough and I'm looking like the beers in a class of my own with an absence of fear. So alive, so gone. Is he really here?
I think I really started to like fall in love with writing, just starting off like maybe when I was a kid, when I wanted to start my own network. I wanted to start my own network of cartoons 24 hours a day, not knowing that there already was Cartoon Network. I was always coming up with different things. I used to write just cartoons straight up, and then I started to write just thoughts. And I started out in this music appreciation class when I was in 11th grade. And I just listened to music in passing. I loved it, of course. It was either that or basketball. It was like, all right, pick your elective. And my dad wouldn't even let me pick basketball because he knew I loved that. And he was like, you should try music. This music appreciation class might change your life. And it did.
Did music come first before poetry, or was it all kind of like...
Well, I feel like I tried to rap before I tried to do poetry.
Yeah.
And then when I would go to all these different spots and everything, I started to realize, like, why is it that I'm up here rapping, but no one wants to hear what I have to say? So I figured it out. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go somewhere where people only go to hear what I have to say. And so I just Googled up poetry lounges in Los Angeles, and the first one that came up was the Poetry Lounge on Melrose, and so that's when I just came up. When you're on stage doing a poem, you have to know that everyone there is paying attention to everything you're doing. There's no glasses you can hide behind. There's no beat you can hide behind. You know, a lot of people, they're able to do a whole bunch of things, mess up their lines, but when you're doing poetry, you're in it. And a lot of it is honest, so you're being more vulnerable, I feel like. If anything else, you're more vulnerable while doing poetry.
Right. I know I saw you at the Poetry Lounge more before doing music.
Yeah, well,
so
I
is this
did.
kind of like a newer venture? Or?
Well, I did music, and then I fell out of love with it because I just was like, this is bullshit. Like, all of this shit is bullshit. And I'm done. It's costing too much money. It's taking too much of my time. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this shit.
Really?
But I loved writing, man. I loved it. And I always had great ideas, and then there was shit. And then, you know what it was? It's because I was fighting the beat. Honestly, it's because I was afraid. And I'll be totally candid with you. Because I used to write rhymes and think they were tight and then try to make them fit the beat.
Right.
See, that's hustling backwards.
Right.
So the thing is, I was literally afraid that if I wrote to the beat, I wouldn't be as tight. Because it restricts, you know, some of the shit you're saying. It restricts the shit that you're saying. So I was like, you know what? If that's the game, then I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'm gonna just go somewhere where it doesn't matter the structure of my shit. I'm gonna just say it.
Right.
So I went to poetry.
What are some other influences, people that you like to listen to, or who you're listening to now?
Right now, I feel like Bob Dylan is a huge influence on my music. Just the way that he was able to take, and he evolved so much. He evolved so much that people hated him. I feel like Andre 3000 is also a huge influence. I also am huge into Metronomy. That's an overseas band from London. I love music that moves and that I can see. And I'm really into NERD, of course, Sing Sounds. Jay Davy is another huge influence. I mean, their music is just fearless. I'm also into Lupe Fiasco. I mean, just line for line, I think that he is the best writer in hip hop right now. Of course, Kanye. I mean, the dude's passion is unparalleled. Like, cause I've been making music, you know, but it wasn't coming out right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like what it was is there was an element of fear. There was an element of fear of not being liked, but I already am not that liked, so it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you have to think, like, I know I'm a vessel. I know, like, these words come from somewhere.
Right.
Don't know.
Right.
But I know that it's a God-given talent. So what do? All I can do is not filter it. You know what I'm saying? Just let it all come through. This is just a breakthrough I had, like, maybe a month ago. I was like, yo, you know what? I was listening to Kanye, and I was listening to how he rapped, and I said, you know what? This dude raps like he's not afraid to be called whack. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
When he says words that were crazy and stuff like that,
But
I'm
the thing
so
is,
appalled.
I always thought it was dope. Like,
right, exactly.
Like
but
people are like, "Oh, Kanye's not really that good of a rapper."
no,
Like, what the fuck are
dude,
you
he's one of the
talking about?
greatest to ever do it. He's one of the greatest to ever rap. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Likey Lee, like Jimi Hendrix, of course. I mean, Jay Electronica's smashing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, something I always wanted to ask him is random, but I always wanted to ask him. I noticed that there's a trend in his writing that he always references crying or tears or something like that. So if you go back and like listen to some of the like joints that he has out right now, not on, I don't think on Exhibit A or anything like that, but his other stuff, he's like, I wonder what the significance of crying is for him.
Yeah, I can tell. Like you study like what people are saying a lot.
Yeah, it's about intention too. You know, it's about intention. Like, what do you want people to hear? That's my music is more about your senses. I want to awaken senses. That's what I want. Like, I want like, okay, when you remember back in the day when you wrote that girl a note, you know, and then you sit back and you think about that time. That's what I want my music to do. Like, I downloaded somebody's Valentine's mixtape or whatever, and this beat was on there, and I was like, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Is she looking at me or am I looking at her? Should I tell her that my name's Emmanuel or should I tell her that my name's Dev?
Yeah, I remember this.
Does my breath smell alright? I don't know. What should I say? She's walking over. The innocence of hello, the natural high of high. That first text message, you waiting on reply. Love ain't like
And that's just how I want to end the album.
That's it, man. I like that, dude. I like that a lot.
Sweet.
You're a talented dude, man.
Man, thank you,
You're a
man.
talented dude, man.
Like, seriously.
And you taking risks, and that's what I like.
That's
man.
all it
That's
is,
what
man. Because I feel like I
listen
can't win if I'm doing what everybody else is doing. Like, I can't win. Like, literally, I'm not the most talented rapper alive. I know this. So what do I have to do? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
what do I have to do? Like, I'm not the most talented rapper, but I be saying creative shit. And so what I just do is whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever I want.
but that's the way that it should be.